Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you here, and we are so pleased to have Jamie Martin with us, our outreach. And a lot of you know her already and all the good things she directs here, service projects that we do of all kinds. So we're going to have just an informal discussion today to share what St. Andrew is doing and what you're doing too. If you're doing things that are not a service through St. Andrew, we'd kind of like to hear about that too. Get an idea of what all kinds of good works we are doing as Christian people. So with that, our usual announcements. Zoomers, welcome. Welcome Susan and Grant and Ann and everybody there. Please mute yourself in the lower left corner of your screen when you're not speaking, so we can keep that down. And we are recording this for future playback on YouTube. We have several people that said, I wanted to come and talk with Jamie this morning, but I can't be there. So we're going to watch it on YouTube, and we're glad to do that. Another announcement, our Christmas party is coming up, and we hope you'll join us for that Tuesday, December 5, I think. And we have a little sign-up sheet for those who are coming. If you want to sign up, if you're bringing an appetizer, a meat dish, a vegetable, a salad, or a dessert, put your name and what kind you're bringing, and we will be glad to do that. Here is a pin also over here for that. Any other announcements? Other things going, it's the busy season, lots going on at church and around the city. Okay. Well, with that, we are going to just launch in and welcome Jamie. How many years have you been at St. Andrew, Jamie?
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
If I weren't uncomfortable enough already, I have to hold a microphone.
I know.
Great.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It will go away quickly.
Okay. My family and I have been at St. Andrew for 17 years. It's not a secret anymore, and it's really not going to be after I tell you. The reason we first came here, we moved out to Highlands Ranch, and I was pregnant with our second, Ella, who is now a senior in high school. And we needed a good preschool. And I heard wonderful things about St. Andrew's preschool. And at the time, Harvey was the preacher. My husband is from a Catholic background. I'm from a Baptist background, so very different. And we fell in love with St. Andrew. We've been here ever since. And I've been on staff for 9 years. I came in right before Rev Mark. I worked in children's just part-time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was the child care coordinator and wrote curriculum for the elementary kiddos. And then that ugly pandemic hit.
Yes.
And we weren't meeting, and Jen needed help up here, and I was close to the church, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we've always done lots of things here, and maybe too many things, service projects, and you helped narrow that down and focus what we did, as I remember. Is that right?
That was the instruction.
Okay.
So yes, when I came on and just assisted Jen, they had already narrowed down. They were like did a handful of organizations that St. Andrew would partner with, and to go a little bit deeper. So not so much just giving donations and writing checks, which St. Andrew does, but where we can build relationships and really lean into the vision of St. Andrew. So yeah, that's what we've tried to do. And I've been in the outreach role about 2 years. It'll be 2 years in October. It was 2 years.
I enjoyed working with Jamie when we talked about adopting an Afghan family.
Yes.
That moved here. And so we did that for over a year before that family then moved to Oklahoma because it's cheaper to live there.
Much cheaper.
So, yeah, but we had fun providing for them and getting used to taking them to medical appointments and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So that's
And we're gonna get another one, I think.
We are?
We are.
Oh,
We are.
Afghan or Venezuela?
Afghan.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay,
So yes.
great.
Right.
Okay, well, that's just an example I throw out
Yes.
of things that St. Andrew does that a lot of times we don't hear about. But tell us about the main new thing, St. Andrew Market.
Oh, that's the main new thing. Many of you probably are familiar with East Elementary. I'm sorry for those of you who volunteer. I know all things East. I'm gonna talk about how we came to be. It is my understanding, way predates me a decade or more. I don't know if it was a teacher or an administrator, but somehow we got in the door at East Elementary in Littleton, Colorado. It's an LPS school. And we did homework help. We've done mentorship programs. There's some friends there that just need a strong adult in their lives. So we go over and eat lunch with them. We love on their teachers a little bit. That's what we were doing whenever I started working in outreach. Then Levon and Pam Musgrave and Allison, they started plugging in and doing weekly food bags, where we meaning St. Andrew would just fill these bags of food with what we got donated. And then these ladies would fill them and then take them over, and then they would go home with families or kiddos over the weekend. Fast forward, we did that for a little over a year. Last year, we thought, gosh, we can do better than this. Some of the things that would go in the bags, I'm like, my kids would not eat that. Like, that's not what they want. So we did, I think it was Levon, pulled together a Google Doc, and the principal sent it out to the East families. What would you like to see? And then from that list, we made a shopping list, and we started filling those bags with things that the families wanted. Last year was East serving in that community as a school. They combined schools and it closed. But during that time, we were given a classroom, and families then could come in and take what they needed twice a month, every other Thursday. And that worked really well. In that time frame, I guess it was a little over a year, I went to community meetings, spoke with family members, staff. We really wanted to stay in that building. We developed friendships and relationships with some of the families, and we knew that we were needed there. Fast forward in May of 2023. So just this 6 months or so ago, yeah. Nothing was said. We were not asked to leave, but that was insinuated. So we moved out our freezer, our refrigerator. It's like, oh, so sad. Like, dang. Okay, so I was actually at a soccer game of my youngest, and I get a call from the LPS superintendent. The intent was always for St. Andrew to stay in the building. Like, okay. And, oh, by the way, can you get in here now? I'm like, this is June. Okay. So we did. We rallied, and we thought, gosh, we also had done back to school supplies and stuff for these families. So our team got together, Allison, Pam, these faithful women. Are you the only one here today? Yes. And that's what we did. We pulled things together. Not only did we have our small classroom, we doubled our space, and we put a back to school event together in less than a month, and we served 197 kiddos. They all got new backpacks and back to school supplies and all the fun stuff. And then we started pulling together resources for the market. And the reason it's a market, for those of you who aren't at like the State of the Church or whatever, we want to be a little bit different in that we're not a pantry. They have choices. We're not going to give them expired foods or things that our family doesn't want. We strive to carry the items that these families need and want.
So is it like a little grocery store or store where they can come in and pick food or clothing and things that those needy families really can use?
It is. And it's very low barrier. We've only been operating for 7 weeks. We started with around 20 families, and last week we served 58 families.
And is there any limit to what an individual shopper?
So we do have limits. We're just building this as we go. We're kind of trial and error. Also over the summer, I worked and visited many food pantries in the area just to see how they would operate. So how we're doing it now is what we get in, we limit, they can have 5 of this from this section, but they can't, it can't be 5 of the same item. So that kind of helps keep them honest and they can share, right? So they can't take 5 packages of tortillas and 5 things of ketchup. And so there are limits. We also have hygiene items. So toilet paper, diapers, they can have every week. Those things they can pick from every week. And then once a month, soap, laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, what else? Toothpaste, shampoo, body wash, those types of things. The first Thursday of every month, we have those available for those families.
So there are hours every week they can come
There
in
are.
and
Mhm.
shop.
Yes,
there.
we're open
Okay.
every Thursday, from 10 until noon. We have a day shift, so the parents drop off kiddos just right there at the school too. A lot of it is walking families, primarily Hispanic families that we serve, that we're seeing. And then we're open again in the evening for those that work from 4:30 to 6:30.
And do you need volunteers to staff it
We
from
do.
St. Andrew?
Mhm.
And how can we give to help?
Okay, we have a sign up link and that's on the outreach webpage. Currently, we have people that greet families. We also have personal shoppers, because we want to build relationships and ideally we'd like to see them succeed where they wouldn't have to visit us, every week. So if we can help in any other areas, that would be great. We need Spanish speakers. Then on Tuesdays, if that is not your jam to shop and be in, you don't want to walk around and meet families and stuff, that's fine too. Tuesdays, we need help stocking shelves. I don't know if any of you know Lenice Binkley, but she is a volunteer at St. Andrew that has taken over our inventory, and kind of helps with our shopping lists and types like that. And that's Tuesdays from 10 to 12.
Who is eligible to
Anybody,
you to come?
anybody,
Anybody? So anybody could come from,
absolutely. Primarily, how they hear about us, though, is through LPS, Littleton Public Schools. So we email and market primarily to those families.
it's intent to help families. who need
Correct.
this. It's
Correct.
not-
But we would not turn anybody away.
Is it in the district? What's the location?
It's, okay. Broadway, do you know where the King Supers is off of Littleton Boulevard and Broadway? That school is right kind of catty-corner behind there. And we have the northeast lower portion of the building. So another part of the dignity piece, I feel like some families, it doesn't bother them that they come and see us, but some it might. So we are the only, you walk in and you can go right downstairs. They can come and shop and leave discreetly if they'd like. They don't have to go through the community center to come and visit us. And then Break Bread is directly above us. And we're starting to have some partnerships align with some of those organizations as well.
Neat idea. Lowell.
Well, my question was answered. I was gonna ask where physically the
Yes.
location is. And then my next question though is, are you open every day? Is there a sign or anything on the building?
So we are open just on Thursdays. And we do have signs on our doors where people can walk in. So no, just once a week. And we picked Thursdays because when I was visiting some of the pantries and in the area, we picked a day that wasn't already open and available for people, to go and get food. So maybe, Mondays and Wednesdays, there's some other churches that have like a pantry open. We just wanted to, sorry, I'm stumbling all over myself. A day that wasn't available otherwise. We don't want to compete with others. We want to supplement and help, bridge that gap of hunger.
Amy, Broadway and what? St. Cross.
Broadway and Littleton Boulevard. I think it's actually
Yeah.
Broadmoor, like if you're going north, is that what it is? Like if you would go, like Broadway and Orchard would be right. Broadway and Broadmoor would be left and the school is right there.
Orchard went through, you'd run right into the school.
Correct,
It's about 2 blocks west of Broadway.
correct.
And just to repeat, it's in East Elementary School. You can Google, look up
Mhm.
anything about that. and-
Except for it's not East Elementary anymore, it's East Community Center, correct. Mhm. And they have changed the signage of that, and they do have a director now, who is looking to fill the building with other nonprofits. So we are there, Break Bread is there, YMCA is there, All Health Network is there and will be providing mental health services. North Littleton Promise is in the building. And I believe Littleton Police Department is gonna have classes. I believe they're gonna have some space in that building as well. And Graceful Cafe. They're gonna be coming in and doing meals. In fact, we just partnered with them last Wednesday. They came in and did a meal for North Littleton Promise families. And asked if St. Andrew would stay open, after their class and their meal, and we did, and it was great. We served about 9 families.
If we wanted to contribute food, could you let us know what kind of
Yes.
food?
Mhm. There's a kiosk out in our atrium, and there's a grocery bag. I'm just telling you where to look. And we'll update it probably about once a month, but there's a list there and you can also find it online. Yeah, that would be great.
And be sure to go on the St. Andrew website on the outreach page, has all the details.
Correct, yes, and to sign up and to learn more, and then you can always reach out to me too. I'm happy to chit chat, yes.
Sign up to help.
You bring the food here to the church?
Yes, or we accept on-site. We did realize whenever we made hours and stuff that, some of our members live in the Littleton Centennial area. So if you would rather just donate at the school, that's fine. We accept on-site Tuesdays from 10 to noon.
Jamie, this isn't just about that volunteer opportunity, right?
No.
It's okay. So I was talking to the 2 gyms
Yes,
and they said that they were needing, long underwear still.
Yes.
For, before Thanksgiving.
mhm.
So if we were to volunteer to bring some of that, could we what should we do with it? Cause he said you'd either have to bring it to their on-site place. Is there a way we could bring it to the church and then have it if anybody wanted to?
For this week, if I'm actually having coffee with Logan on Wednesday.
Okay.
So if you want to donate Long John's for Thankful for Long John's through after hours, if you have it here by Wednesday, actually Tuesday would be better.
Okay.
Tuesday, I can get the Long John's.
Okay, he said they needed large and extra large.
Okay,
They were.
and all of that is on is all on the Keeping Our Neighbors Warm website. Our wish list, the sleeping bags, the wool socks, hats, Long Johns. It's all on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
How about-
Jamie, I hope you don't have a shred of nervousness left, because we've all been waiting to have you come here.
Oh. Well, I'm not that. It's all of you guys, like, that's why it's uncomfortable for me. I just help connect people. It's St. Andrew that does all the good work,
Mhm.
Well, tell us about Thanksgiving too. What
Okay.
kind of help do we need for Thanksgiving? It's coming up this week.
It is coming up this week. We've partnered again with Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts in Aurora. And they serve those who are unsheltered a hot Thanksgiving meal. It's very grassroots. We meet there at the center. We put together to-go boxes. And then everybody loads up their cars and we literally walk around and hand out food to those who need it. I think we have plenty of help. I'm still looking for folks to make sides like mac and cheese or stuffing or mashed potatoes, stuff like that. That is how we are serving for Thanksgiving. And then the Thankful for Long John's. And that's a little concerning too, that people didn't know about it. So I'm making a little mental note.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went on the website yesterday. It was very easy.
Okay,
And volunteered to bring some stuffing.
Okay.
And Steve's gonna bring it to the church Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Is that when you need
yeah,
it?
that would be
So
great.
very easy to sign up for. And I just, yeah.
And
Thank
that's
you.
on the website?
It is.
On the
It is.
outlet.
Correct, yes. And so it's just gostandrew.com/outreach.
And we just put it in the kitchen.
Yeah, what I'll probably do, what I did last year was just have a table out front and I'll be back and forth. That way people don't have to hunt me down. And I'll find it. Just right in the atrium is what I did last year. That seemed to work well.
Even things that are refrigerated.
Yeah, I'll be back and forth and checking it, yeah.
And then put long johns there and other things.
So you are free to, anytime you donate, shoot me an email, or if I'm not here, like the socks and the sleeping bags and all that, that alcove next to the books, you can put it in there. That was, I primarily take over that, November, December, and they all know that. Or the outreach depot, which is right where they make sandwiches, that where all the food and you see all kinds of stuff, you can put it in there and I will find it and I will get it to its where it needs to go.
And Jamie, I'll just make a suggestion that if you ever get to a place where you're desperate and, you know, for something at like quick,
Mhm.
let me know or let us know, and we'll
Okay.
just put out a plea. These people are really good about.
I know, I
you
see a
know.
lot of familiar faces.
So, you can just give us a nudge and we'll
Okay,
do
that would
it.
be great.
Use us.
Okay,
Right.
all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, do you want to mention the other major programs in outreach?
Okay, let's see, what all do? We do Joshua Station. Partner with Joshua Station.
That's what that is.
Yep, I will. They are primarily, it's a housing homelessness for moms and kiddos. They're located, many of you might have seen it, I-25 and like 8th Avenue. It's an old hotel building. Moms come in, they have classes, childcare, oh gosh, all kinds of wraparound services, for families that are homeless. The program is about 2 years. I say about because it's not like they kick anybody out or whatever, but the 2 years is the length to go through the program. And then usually the next step is Section 8 housing. They get them on their feet. And then where St. Andrew comes in is we do what we call spruce a room. So primarily it's 2 hotel rooms, with a door in the middle, and we make it into a home for a mom and 2 kids, 3 kids. Louise used to be one of our leads. I'm trying to think of how many kids, 5 maybe at one point.
You did one for 5.
Yeah, oh, that's a lot. 5, yeah.
One little hotel room.
2,
Two.
2, mhm.
Hotel.
Motel, yes, motel, thank you. So we do that. That's our biggest way. That's where our resources go primarily. It's expensive to do those rooms. And we provide everything from bedding and furniture to pictures on the wall. And Louise and Shar used to be our leads for that, but just nice little touches. If you can find out what mom's favorite color is, what scent she likes, we try and just make it a home. Try to make it a
What
home.
about clothes?
I think in the past they have, if we have the kid's name and ages, but no, I really tried to get away from collecting clothes. The word gets out and St. Andrew becomes a Goodwill. And it's not a great use of my volunteers' time. It's definitely not a great use of my time. Like I have 4 kids of my own. I can go through their clothes. So I try not to take clothes. We also have community dinners down there every Thursday. They get together, all the residents and the kids, and they visit, and they are served a hot meal, family style, from all different organizations. And we pick up 6 or 7 of those a year. Last year, we had the grill team that went down. That was a big hit. That was so fun. So we do that. This year we're helping out. They have a Christmas shop for parents they do purchase the gifts. The parents do, and then we will be able to wrap it and help give the kids a Christmas. And because our golf tournament was so successful, St. Andrew was able to go in and purchase their entire Amazon wish list. And you guys, that was so fun.
Oh.
That was so fun to do that. So these are the kind of things that we do for Joshua Station.
Yeah.
And then Big Sur, we've gone in year after year.
Yeah, mhm.
Planted the flower.
Yeah.
bed And the vegetable garden.
We just kind of plug in and wrap around them however we can. That was a partnership I really wanted to to strengthen, and I feel like that we've done that. They call us when they need something, and it's always not, sometimes it's not things, sometimes it's, hey, one of our classes tonight, the person who watches the kiddos so the moms can come isn't here. We have a volunteer that'll come down and, you know, hang out with kids while mom goes to a class. This is all.
B, sorry.
I'll just ramble on and on forever.
It's okay. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just hold it up high.
Okay.
You're talking about the Big Serve committee that runs the Big Serve
Mhm.
project.
That's another thing that we do in outreach is big service, our annual day of service. It requires a ton of people. It is kind of like outreach is Easter. That is the biggest thing that we put on, and that's in May. It's the Saturday the weekend before Mother's Day. It used to be Mother's Day weekend, and I had to change that real quick. So I was like, is there a reason it's Mother's Day weekend? Well, moms like to serve. Well, moms also like to be served. And so that's another thing outreach does. Trying to think.
Diaper Depot.
Hyper Depot, we partner with them. I can tell you, and then in turn, Diaper Depot then helps us at the market by donating diapers for our families that come and visit. So we've come full circle with them, which is kind of cool.
Is San Andrew
It's
still
okay.
involved with Urban Peak?
So Urban Peak, I would love to be involved with Urban Peak. So they did last year, it's been almost 18 months, we'll say. They received funding to get a new facility, which they so needed. And that's like, I want to say like the Acoma location. So Santa Fe and Dartmouth area. So not too terribly far from St. Andrew. So they've scraped the building and are building a new facility. My full intent was to stay plugged in with them, still do meals and those types of things, but they moved everything down to Stout Street downtown. And I went down a couple times, and you guys, I just couldn't do it. I mean, I could do it, but to send volunteers down there to do a dinner when it gets dark or early morning to do breakfast, some of the things where we plugged in, it just didn't feel right to me with our volunteer population. It was a safety issue. So, but yes, as soon as they move back to the Acoma location in their new building, yes, we will plug in with them. They're a great program.
Tammy, would you define Urban Peak for everyone?
Urban Peak is for homeless youth. So they help serve our homeless youth. And it's too bad, you know, I hated to do that, but I would just feel terrible if something happened to one of our volunteers. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
How about anybody sharing things that they've done through St. Andrew in any of these programs that you want to just tell us a little
Well,
about?
we used to have, the
Mary.
head of Urban Peak used to be a St. Andrew member
Mhm.
years ago. And many people from St. Andrew worked it. And it's more than just food, it's overnight, it's medical, it's legal, it's a full service.
For homeless youth.
For homeless youth,
Mhm,
and they do sometimes have some.
mhm.
So it was it's an interesting full service organization.
It's a great organization, actually.
Can anyone, I can't think of the name of the person.
Roxanne.
Roxanne White.
Oh, yeah.
And she was wonderful.
Esther.
I was over at the market this Tuesday and helped stock shelves. And I got there about 10 o'clock and I don't know, we had what, 25 or 30 bags to empty. And you just put them on the shelves. It's, here are the vegetables, here's the cereal, here's the macaroni and so forth. And it was a real quick thing to do. They also are also collecting coats for the children for school. So if you have any, or like I opened up 2 or 3 packages, somebody had ordered coats through Amazon, there was an Oshkosh and something else. These kiddos in that neighborhood, I used to mentor there.
I mean, some of those kids used to come to school in the winter with a sweater on.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking, I can't remember, do they have a preschool there or is it just kindergarten? I
Just
can't
kindergarten.
remember.
Well,
The preschoolers,
Yeah.
we still use them, like I
Yes.
hung up, an 18-month and a 2-year-old.
and they go, the coats go.
They go, I had 2 racks of coats, so that
Mhm.
might be something that, you know. you
That's
might
on the
think
website
about just
too.
Donate and, bring it here and then Jamie will get it over there. Bring it to the depot, but they do always need coats.
They do.
New and barely used? or
Yes,
New
mhm.
or good condition?
Good condition would be great, yeah.
Yeah, great, bring something.
No
that they can
holes
still
or-
wear.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yes, and kids outgrow so fast that we really haven't, that's why kids stuff, it's easy to take children's things because they.
But it was easy and it was fun and I got to know 2 new people that were
Mhm.
church members that I didn't know and, and it was fun and it didn't take that long.
We're doing a Christmas event for them as well. That's going to be our big Christmas push this year. I mean, we're partnering with some other things. We're doing socks and sleeping bags and all that too, but we're gonna try and help these kids have a good Christmas. And we're gonna accept new toys that parents then will come in and be able to shop and give them something nice anyway, but the families that we see. And that'll all be on the website as well.
I want to give our Zoomers a chance to jump in here without feeling like they're interrupting us. Would anybody like to comment, ask a question? Peggy, Doug, Grant, anybody at the moment? Okay. I want to ask, well, let me go with George. George had his hand up for the
I
question.
just wondered if Warren Village is completely out of the program.
No. Warren Village, we partner, well, I guess we partner once a month. What they have asked for is groceries. So we do 10 bags the first Tuesday of every month for Warren Village. For their food and things.
Could you tell us what Warren Village is?
George, do you want to tell them what Warren Village is?
Well, Warren Village was started by Warren United Methodist Church. It was down on their property. And they built sort of like a hotel.
Mhm.
And it's for mostly women who are on their own with kids,
Correct.
husbands out of the picture.
Yeah.
And they try to. There's enough administrative people there that they train. The women that come in there to develop skills that can make a living. So it's not just a
Correct.
giveaway place, it's a training place to try to put these families into a financially
Right, more stable living.
stable, yeah.
Mhm. They also have a preschool there. And they just built like a new, but he's right with the training and stuff. They just built a new computer lab there. We have a relationship with them as well, where if they need something, they'll call us. They're a pretty well-oiled machine down there. So we primarily do food for them. They also have a small pantry that we'll stock every 3 or 4 months. But yeah, so yes, we do. We do stuff.
Where are they located?
Oh, gosh, downtown,
13th and some.
downtown.
Just west of Botanic Gardens.
Yes, lots of one-way streets. Why is that person honking at me? Oh, I'm going down the wrong way. And yes, that did happen just a couple months ago.
Whole different world right down. I have a churchy question for you, Jamie. Do we do a good enough job of trying to encourage people at St. Andrew to get involved, to get in a service mindset? There are obviously people who come to church for an hour, go home, and don't do anything else during the week. How do we reach those people besides a 1-minute spotlight video once in a while, to really try and get people energized to serve?
I don't really know. I think what I see,
It's
now
not
granted, this is my role, right? So I see a lot of service oriented people and giving people, it blows my mind. And I also know that St. Andrew does what we can do. And I know that there are other areas that people serve that I'm not aware of. So I think St. Andrew does a good job.
Yeah, we do,
Mhm,
of course.
I do.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't fill your bucket, the things that we offer you, and I say we, but really that I offer or put out, I would love to have coffee. If you think we're missing something, I'm always to chat, and hear what fills your bucket, and maybe we can get St. Andrew on board with what you're doing.
Do you get a lot of suggestions for other things?
I get a lot of
I'll bet you
suggestions.
do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do get a lot of suggestions. Yes. Which is great, which is great. If we
But you don't
can,
want to get spread too thin.
correct. I really want to try and stay intentional, in what we do. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that. I try and listen to everybody. I truly do.
What else do people do? Well, go ahead first.
Well, I just wondered how many times a year you have this class and the focus is outreach. This is a great class. I had no idea.
Thank you.
how much stuff you do.
Thank you. We do this as often as Jamie wants to come.
You should be doing this on a quarterly basis or something.
Okay, we will.
Make it well known on the website because you're giving out information we all would benefit.
Oh, thank you. I wish I was real comfortable. I'm real sweaty up here.
Okay. Could I ask what other things outside of St. Andrew do people do just to sample what other kinds of service we do?
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
about 10 years ago, UFW had a Ubuntu Day, which was a day when it was kind of like the what we're doing in May.
Big Sur?
Yeah, Big Sur, but it was before the Big Sur.
Okay.
So it was just the UMW. And so I went with a group of people to IFCS food bank.
Mhm.
And I got so interested in it, I started volunteering there. And for the last 10 years, I've been going once a week to IFCS and I've helped them out with their food bank and their holiday programs and all sorts of stuff they do. Yesterday, I was helping them with the Thanksgiving giveaway.
Do they still do that at Arapahoe?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was at ACC.
okay.
So I don't know with our new food pantry, whether we still support them much or what we do with them.
We do. So the items that don't go or that we can't utilize in the market, we do split those between Epworth United Methodist Church and IFCS.
What is IFCS?
Integrated.
Family Community Services, yes.
Yesterday also, we didn't.
Mhm.
There were a lot of people there. It was a big area.
And we used to partner with them a lot, with food. That's where all of our food used to go pre the market. I really want to give this market and the Littleton community a chance. We're gonna give it a good go and see what happens.
There were 500 boxes that were distributed
Yeah.
yesterday.
That's wild.
It's 500.
Yeah,
And each of the boxes also included a $25 gift certificate, King Super, so they can buy their turkeys.
yes, they are large. They are a
And that
huge
was up.
organization.
That's from the 300 last year. We served 500 yesterday.
I believe it. Mhm.
Jamie, what would you consider to be your greatest need right now? I mean, where could we give, like, if we passed the plate around maybe even once a month, and had people put money in, what would your greatest need be?
It would go to the market. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie.
So have you got cash or? if you
Yes,
got
we
money
can
that you
shop,
think- okay.
yes. Another thing, and I just ran into Pam Kidd and Judith Wilson. We're lacking with our sock donations, and it's getting cold. I feel like it's easy to forget because it's been so beautiful. But wool socks, you guys, and that is something we will always collect if it's up to me. They're just crucial. for people who are unsheltered. They just need clean, warm, dry feet. It helps keep them healthy and warm. So that's another big need would be wool socks. And we will collect those probably through March. I'd like to keep collecting those. Yes.
Dale,
Jamie, can you purchase food through the food bank, which is much cheaper than other ways?
Yes, we can. We're not there yet. We don't have refrigeration. Keep in mind, we thought we were done. So like I'm scrambling and having coffee and lunch with many of you trying to say, okay, where can we plug in to help these families? So this was not a budgeted item. This was not anything that I could plan for. We will get there. I just know it. So we need to buy refrigeration and all that to partner with like Food Bank of the Rockies, for instance. I have a contact there. We're in communication, we're growing. But once that paperwork is done, then that opens us up for health and food and safety. And they would have to come in and view our space, which rightfully so. So not yet, but I hope that is on the horizon for sure. Cause yes, we can collect,
Well, it just allows you to
it does, our
buy
dog,
more food. for
correct.
the amount of money.
correct, it does. And we could offer more, like some of these families, they'd love eggs and cheese and we just can't do that. We just don't have anywhere to store it and those are high ticket items.
So do we need to buy some fridges?
I have one fridge downstairs. If anybody knows of how I can get it moved back over to East, that would be great.
Oh, I know where we had it.
I want to ask about mission trips as a method of service. My friend in the back, Steve Horse, is going to Guatemala on a mission trip soon, aren't you, Steve?
At the first week of February.
Is that through St. Andrew?
It is a partnership that we have with St. Luke's.
With St. Luke's, okay. Do people still do mission trips? That's been traditionally like a big deal for churches to go foreign mission trips to help people build churches and things. But we don't hear about that so much anymore. And it makes sense to work locally to help needy people here. Are mission trips kind of not as big as they used to be?
I don't think so. I just think that my job has been local. We have talked about international things and the youth does a really great job of the international youth trips. As far as the service piece of it, I have not organized any of those. We certainly could talk about it, but
Sounds like we're doing it.
It's hard labor. I mean, you're digging.
Yeah.
You're setting bricks, you're making.
And the
your own
youth-
concrete.
and the youth does that. I mean, they do that. My oldest is 24 and has done that, helped build schools and all the things through Cindy and the youth.
They've got the energy to do that.
60-year-olds that are going. Yeah.
Maybe, say another for Ukraine.
So she had asked about Ukraine, as those types of international needs come up, we direct people to UMCOR. Mhm.
To what?
UMCOR.
Overseas relief.
Yes.
It's the United Methodist Service.
I wish we could do something for everything that comes up, but it's just overwhelming. I mean,
And
it's
part of our church tithe to the International Methodist Organization goes to service, doesn't it? Jenny?
correct, yes.
Mhm. We got about 12 minutes left. Carrie, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that one of the things that I'm really proud of being involved with at St. Andrew is that we will host funerals for families that do not have church homes. And the school where I was, I had a student whose parent died and we had a service here for them and how grateful they were for that. And that is a lovely outreach and service to the community as well.
It is.
It's important.
It is.
And sometimes we have people come who request a place to have a funeral service because their own church will not provide it. One reason or another for that.
Yeah.
St. Andrew's pretty special.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to piggyback on that. If you want to help us out with the reception committee for memorial services, contact Linda Lloyd. I've been on that committee for 10 years and, you know, you can just do whatever services you have time for. And we do a lot of things for the church too, for receptions. That would be really helpful. And then I had a question for Jamie. If we want to directly or donate money to you for East, how do we make sure it goes, the check gets to East and not somewhere else in the church? You know, what do we make the church check out to? And do we just put it to the attention of you?
You can, they would put it in my box or on your memo line, you can put, you know, St. Andrew Market or East Community Center. I always like, and if you let me know too, then I can kind of ask about it, you know, in accounting when it comes through. They're usually really good about it.
Also, I did the homework club, you know, way in the past when I first retired. They wanted too much math help. I'm a reading writing specialist. You know, I don't know if this idea would work. If I could come in, if the people come in with their kids, and it would be helpful to have somebody to read to the kids or to help them with their homework, I'd be willing to do it.
I can connect you
During
with
their
some folks.
shopping time, or, you know, if they extended, you know, but no math, please. I'm not a mathematician. I'm a reading person.
Good. Very good. Okay. What's anybody else do? Different kind of thing. Vicki and I volunteer once in a while at Denver Rescue Mission, serving breakfast or dinner, and we're always surprised at how friendly the people are that come through to get a food. And they just want to chat and they're so nice, except one time there was a slapping incident. No, not the Bronx, that was between two of the homeless people, and that was a little exciting, but it's a great place to serve too. We really enjoyed it.
It is, and I used to have signups and then people just, if I grabbed the spots and then couldn't get folks to go down there. So I love that opportunity as well. If you'd ever like to see that return, I'm happy to sign up a group to go down.
Dale.
Lynn and I have volunteered at Meals on Wheels delivering. We've been doing it for about 10 years now.
Here, 10 years in Denver.
Yeah, in Denver.
And then a lot.
And it's a great thing. You can either do it on a sub basis where you do it once every so often, or you could get a regular route. We have a regular route. We deliver anywhere from 10 to 15 meals a week. Plus we take breakfast. They're now doing, the organization is now providing breakfast in one bag for 5 meals. And it's a lot of it is frozen. They also do frozen meals on the weekends. So we were Friday drivers until very recently, and we would take Friday, you know, people would want meals for the weekend. And it's a great program. We serve about 500 to 600 people a week. And about 192,000 meals a year. So it's a big organization. It's over there on Arapahoe and Broadway, in what used to be a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
That's
Very good.
And they do need drivers right now.
We do.
They do need drivers, so.
Is it all local? The driving, is it all local, a certain radius? It
Yeah, it's,
So you don't have to go across city or anything?
no.
You get a route which is okay. Describes area,
Yeah.
okay, right, and it is called, the one we volunteer with is called Nurture Meals on, pardon me.
Nourish.
Meals on Wheels.
It's different from the Feeding America or the Volunteers of America one. And the fella that the chef for Meals on Wheels is the former chef at the Fort.
That's why.
It is really good food.
the folks that we deliver to just rave about the meals. And the closest we get is we pull it out of the pouch and we read what, oh, look what they're having.
Sign me up.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
See that?
Are
Go
the
ahead.
chefs all volunteers also?
The chef is paid, but there are a whole bunch of volunteers that.
Help in
help-
the kitchen?
help
Oh,
the kitchen.
yes.
Yeah, it's almost all volunteer driven.
Wow.
I mean, as far as I know, for the actual, on a Wednesday, when we're arriving to pick up meals and deliver, the paid person is Jeff, the chef, and, Gail, the director, coordinator, you know, everybody else looks an awful lot like this room. And,
Wow.
it's really a joyful experience. And yes, there is a circumscribed area for delivery, so you're not driving from one side to the other.
Where's the location for the pickup?
Arapahoe and Broadway.
Arapahoe and Broadway.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a big sign there, a marquee, about nurture meals on wheels. Nourish.
The entrance is off of Arapahoe.
Yeah.
It's a little east of Broadway.
On the south side.
And it's primarily delivering to shut-ins and folks who want to stay in their home, who are, you know, one of our oldest guys was 90 years old. And it's just a delight to visit with them. It's not just the delivering of the meals, it's having the personal contact
Yes,
with
right.
somebody who is not seeing a lot of people.
Yes, I love that.
And lots of times people will leave their front door open.
Yeah.
Unlocked, because they're not really ambulatory, but they are sitting in their kitchen, ready for that. To walk in every 11 o'clock, 5 days a week, and chat and deliver the meal. And the meals, you would not believe it, are, I mean, they're so hot, you can scarcely hold the box because of the way they package them and seal them. And so the food is hot when it's delivered for lunch. It's very difficult for the
You don't
volunteers
really-
to deliver those hot meals.
I don't have time to sit and talk for a long time with them, do you?
No,
Before
you
you
don't, but you know that too, but.
go to the next one. Very good. We've got about 5 minutes left. Anybody else want to share what they do? What kind of service? Anybody? Carol? What do you do? You were just featured in Jamie's newsletter as one of our great volunteers.
Well, I help at the market and Anne and I are
Yes.
both speak Spanish, so we help together and get people coming in and register with them and talk to them.
Good.
Have them feel comfortable. And so we're getting to know some of the regular people that come in. So it's very gratifying.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
One thing that I've done for the Nourish program is, when we had our women's retreat a couple of years ago, we made little favors for like Christmas and Thanksgiving, little things, candy canes with a little note or something on it, and took them down to Nourish, and then they sent them.
We
with
delivered them,
each-
right.
Okay, right.
They have what they call 12 days of Christmas. And it's a present like that
Uh-huh.
for every one of those 12 days leading up to Christmas.
Yeah, so, you know, that if you have a women's group that you just get together with once a week, you know, make 25 things, take it down there, and then they can, you know, add it to their tray and
Right.
take it, and that's kind of a neat, that's good too.
It is.
Yeah. Kids could do that,
Yes.
you know, you can do that with
Yeah,
kids.
brown.
They're selling, as we all know, the breads today. And that could be that they have a lot of leftover. Where does all that bread go?
I don't know, does Ann know?
No.
Ann, do you know? That's United Women in Faith. I'm not sure what they do with the leftovers.
They
pretty much sell out.
They sell out, okay.
Yeah, when we get down there, it's gone, yeah.
Yeah, if we ever have any leftovers from all of our sales, we donate it. But usually we sell out.
Usually it's a sellout, yeah.
We've got just a couple minutes left, but I want to share with you one comment that I heard from someone recently that said, I do so much with my family and friends. And I don't have time to really go out in the community and do things because I have a big family and friends who need help. And I have to realize, this fellow said, I have to realize sometimes that helping my family, my kids, my grandkids is a form of service.
It is.
And so I don't feel bad that I'm not serving meals somewhere else. And I thought that was a good comment.
It is a good comment.
Yeah, do you think so?
But
Yes, I do.
that will change as time goes by, so that
Yes.
person should be anticipating.
Yeah, that's true. But it made me think also, Mary, that we shouldn't maybe try and make people feel guilty if they're not doing Meals on
Right.
Wheels or Denver Rescue Mission or the market or
You
something.
could just
So
be kind.
just be kind.
Smile,
Right.
open a door. Yeah.
And you can always contribute money for the cause.
Yes, yes, I have a friend who says, I don't do anything with my hands, I just give money.
Takes everything. It takes.
And I said, then you're helping too.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, good.
I saw
Go
an
ahead, Sharon.
interesting thing on Facebook and it was like pay forward your meal.
Yeah.
People would go in and buy a meal and then they put the receipt up on the hostess stand or whatever. People would go in, see what it is and grab what they wanted. But I don't know if it's just everybody or be single. That would be nice to have homeless people be able to go in and grab a meal like that. But I thought that was an interesting way to provide.
Yeah.
They have a couple of restaurants.
They do.
I hope everyone knows about Graceful Cafe.
Yeah.
Because we go over, and take somebody with you who doesn't know about it yet, so
Yeah,
that they.
and it's in Littleton.
Mhm.
It's a cafe where you can eat and then donate extra money when you do so that homeless people can come in and eat for free.
And you eat with the homeless people, so they might be at the next table. Explain that organization. And you, well, it's divided legally. There's a profit and a nonprofit part of her organization. But let's say you bought a sandwich for $20 with your drink. And then you add another 20 to it, and they put the 20 that you added in one pot. And the 20 to take with the sandwich, because there's a worker back in the kitchen. Doing that.
And anybody who wants a hot meal can go in and get one. I think they're open Tuesday through, they're closed on Mondays, correct? Yes. Mhm. And St. Andrew just sponsored a breakfast down there, first part of October.
Where's that located?
It's downtown Littleton there, yeah.
It's right on Broadway.
No.
No, it's Littleton Boulevard and like Curtis.
City.
Littleton Boulevard and Curtis, just like a block north.
Yeah, Susie, that one you're.
Cafe 180 is what you're thinking of.
Oh, Cafe 180.
It's the same type of
That's
thing.
what I,
Mhm.
okay.
Well, we are out of time, but we want to thank Jamie for coming today and inviting us.
Thank you for all your work.
Yes,
Thank you.
Jamie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Please bless Jamie and all of us with our service. And
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, for all the work you do.
Welcome, Ann. Thank you.
Okay.